Hi kids, now we will learn about the balance of payment disequilibrium. Disequilibrium, in this itself you will came to know that the demand and supply it won't be equal, as well as the debit it will be higher than the credit, which makes deficit. Deficit means loss, we may say. Okay, here we are going to learn about that alone. The BOP, that means the balance of payment, is said to be balanced when receipts as well as the payments both are equal. Okay, otherwise we may say that receipts, when we are dividing the receipts and payments with payments, it should be equal to 1. Then also we may say that balance of payment is equalized, balanced. Okay, when it won't be unequalized, when it is the unfavorable, to us, we are saying that there is the disequilibrium in the balance of payment. First we will see about the favorable balance of payment. When receipts exceed payments, the BOP is said to be favorable. Receipts what we are getting is the receipts, isn't it? What we are paying is the payments. We are saying that means receipts what we are getting, that should be higher than the what we are paying. Then only the balance of payment is said to be favorable. The formula is R by P, that means a receipt by payment it should be the greater than 1. Next, unfavorable BOP. However, it will be quite opposite, isn't it? When receipts are less than payments, when we are receiving the amount, it may be less than the payment what we are paying, then the BOP is said to be the unfavorable. Okay, the BOP is said to the unfavorable. What will be the formula here? R by P, that means the receipt by payment is lesser than 1. Okay, now we will enter what are the types of BOP disequilibrium: cyclical, secular, structural disequilibrium. First we will enter into the cyclical disequilibrium. Cyclical disequilibrium occurs because of two reasons. First, two countries may be passing through different phases of business cycle. Different phases, okay, why it may be in the different phases. They are saying that the two countries, it may be traveling in the different phases of the business. Secondly, the elasticity of demand may differ between countries. That means bilateral trade alone we are taking here, not the multilateral trade, bilateral trade. In the bilateral trade means already I told the trade between two countries, isn't it? When the two countries, they are passing through different phases of business cycle. Maybe I may use the high technology and the other country they may use the low technology. Both are different pace, isn't it? That means the different condition also we may say. That time there will be the cyclical disequilibrium. And also elasticity of demand may also differ between the countries. Maybe my elasticity of demand it may be high and other countries elasticity of demand it may be low. Otherwise there it will be high and myself it will be low. When it is like that, it won't be equalized, isn't it? This is called as a cyclical disequilibrium. Next, secular disequilibrium. The secular or long run disequilibrium in balance of payment occurs because of long run and deep seated changes in an economy as it advances from one stage of growth to another. In the initial stages of development, domestic investment exceeds domestic savings and import exceeds export, as it happens in India since 1951. Nothing, what they are saying there, long run means for the long time, we may say. For the many years, it may be the economy, it may be, we are saying that it moving in the advance, but only the step by step only it moving in the advance, isn't it? Most probably the development, how the from the initial stages to from up to now, how the development is a domestic investment, it exceeds the domestic savings. We are not having that much savings, but we are investing, so there, isn't it? So much we are investing in the business. And also the import it exceeds the export. Next, structural disequilibrium. Structural changes in the economy may also cause balance of payment disequilibrium. Such structural changes include development of alternative sources of supply, development of better substitutes, maybe what they are saying structural change in the structure, that means the environmental structure, if it is changing also there will be the disequilibrium. Okay, what are the examples they say there? Development of alternative sources of supply, maybe somewhere if you are buying the one kind of chocolate, okay, and some other also they are producing the same type of the chocolate, which one you will buy, which one coming into the market newly, that only you will move to the buy, isn't it? That only we are saying, what we are saying, that something substitute is there. Okay, that substitute, when the development in the alternative sources of supply also it will be there. And we may say not for the chocolate also, the same product only there, but alternative sources here we may say about the substitutes. How we may say tea or coffee, somebody they may like tea, when the coffee it enter into the market, that what they will do, just we will try like that only, they will move on there, isn't it? Like that also the disequilibrium it will occur. And development of better substitutes, there will be some development, exhaustion of productive resources, so much of the resources it may be there, okay, or changes in transport routes and cost, maybe the transport it may be changed to somewhere else. Maybe I may say that before that means before 10 years before itself, we doesn't know about the Tirunendravoor itself, that means it's not that much popularized there. Okay, but due to some industries and due to some schools and due to the hospitality and due to the railway station, nowadays it came very popular. That only what they are saying, due to the transport changes, also the structural disequilibrium it will occur there. Next, causes for BOP disequilibrium: cyclical fluctuation, structural changes, development, expenditure. Cyclical, already cyclical disequilibrium we studied, isn't it? Same like a cyclical fluctuation means it may be there up, otherwise the down. That means in the business we may receive the profit, otherwise we may face the loss also, isn't it? Same like that only. What are the types we are seeing here? Okay, cyclical disequilibrium in different countries is caused by their cyclical fluctuation, their paces and magnitude. Already I told what is the meaning of the paces. That means in the, if we are following the old method, that means we are living in the first phase alone. If we are following the new method, we are living in the second phase. Like that we ourselves we deciding that. Already you know, old stone age, new stone age, and also the middle stone age, like that we studied stone age, that's all. But what the development in the same that means in the stone age itself, what are the developments in the older stone age? They doesn't know about anything there, about the fire, otherwise about the how to live there, nothing they doesn't know, isn't it? But that means they lived along with the animals alone. What the animals they are eating, same like that only the human beings also ate that. But in the middle stone age something it differed. He covered his body there, and also he lived in the caves, and he know how to kill the animals, everything he learned in the middle. In the new stone age, what he did, he learned to agriculture itself, isn't it? These are all the phases we are saying in our lifestyle, isn't? Same like that also in business also the phases out there. The countries, what are the things it affects, that they are saying world trade shrinks during depression while trade flourishes during prosperity. Okay, when the depression is there, that time, as well as when the prosperity also is there. When what we are saying there, economic depression whenever happening, that time also BOP it will be disequilibrium, as well as we are getting, when we are getting the most prosperity, that time also we will face the BOP disequilibrium. Structural disequilibrium is caused by the structural changes brought by huge development and investment programs in the developing economics. We know that one, isn't it? So much of the new industries it launched nowadays. That means when the investment it going on, that means the structure of the environment it will changer. Due to that also we are facing the BOP disequilibrium. Such economies may have high propensity to import for want of capital for rapid industrialization, while export may not be boosted up to that extent. That means what they're saying, if we are launching the new industry, how you will export the things goods suddenly there can't be able to do, but you will import the goods, isn't it, for the machines and raw material, and we may say the new techniques, everything we are importing from the other countries, but it will be very less only when we are thinking about the export. Next, development expenditure. For the development purpose we are doing so much of the expenditure, then also the BOP disequilibrium it will be appear there. Development disequilibrium is caused by rapid economic development which results in income and price effects. The less developed countries in the early stage of development are not self-sufficient. Less developed country means we may say as Sri Lanka, Pakistan, these are the less developed countries. What they are doing, but there is no development that much sufficient, they are not getting the development. Income, savings and investment are absolutely low. Investment also it is low, saving also it is low, and income also it's low only. If you are investing high only, you will get the income also either, then only the savings also will be the high. But when the investment itself it low means income also it will be low, and savings also it will become low alone. They depend upon developed countries for import of commodities, capital and as well as the technology. Export potential is low. Export it will be very low only, but import it will be high. So the LDC suffer from, LDC means lower developed countries suffer from the adverse BOP. BOP means what I said, balance of payment. Okay. Next, consumerism. Balance of payment position of a country is adversely affected by a huge increase in consumption. When you are consuming so much of the products, then also the BOP it will arise there. This increases the need for imports and decreases the capacity of export, isn't it? If you are utilizing so much of the products inside of your country, how you will export anything, sir? Instead of that, you will import only from other country. Demonstration effect. Deficit in the balance of payments of developing countries is also caused by demonstration effect, which influence the people in the underdeveloped countries to imitate western styled goods. Most probably underdeveloped countries, what they are doing, they are attracted by the western countries products, so they also want to give the production same like that. This will raise the propensity to import, causing adverse balance of payments. What it will happen, if you can't able to give the western type of the production, just you will import from the other country alone, isn't it? Then also the BOP it will arise. What they are saying, the simple thing, if the import it raising means definitely BOP, the balance of payment it won't be equal. The export only if it is higher means then the import, definitely we are getting the favorable balance of payment. Borrowing. International level we are borrowing there. International borrowing and investment may cause a deficit in the balance of payment. When the international borrowing is heavy, a country's balance of payments will be adverse. When the borrowing, that means when we are borrowing from the other country heavily, then definitely the balance of payment will be adverse. Adverse means what? Opposite. Okay. Since it repays the loans with interest. Up to when? Up to when we are paying all our loans with the interest. And servicing of debt is a huge burden, isn't it? If you are having any debt means what? Kadan. When you are having that much debt, definitely it will be the burden only for each and everyone. Technological backwardness. If any country is having the technological backwardness, definitely the BOP will be very how there? disequilibrium, unfavorable only, very very unfavorable alone. Because if we are having the very backward technology, for example I may say about the agriculture also, if you are using the still if you are using only the animal and you are depending upon the human beings, whether anyone can able to give the more production in the agriculture? No, not at all. When we are using the machines alone, the everything that in the agriculture field, everything it's moving on very quick, isn't it? We can able to complete the work very quickly. Next, global politics. The rich countries need to sell their weapons to promote their economy and generate employment. To generate the employment, what the rich countries they are doing, they are selling their weapons to other countries to promote their economy, their own economy. For example, you may say USA. During the First World War and Second World War, American people, what they did, just they sold out their weapons, because during the war, definitely the other countries, they need the weapons to fight against others, isn't it? For that purpose, what they did, they sold out their weapons to promote their economy. Hence, wars between countries are stimulated, isn't it? Already I told this one. In order to win the wars, the poor countries are forced to buy the weapons from weapon-rich countries. Yes, from the America, now actually the Britain and France, they had more weapons, but they can't able to face the Germany. Germany had the most best weapons comparing to the Britain and France. So Britain and France, they were forced to buy the weapons from the America to face the First World War as well as the Second World War. So what the America also did, using this opportunity, they sold out so much of the weapons to the other countries and they become richer there. But those who bought the weapons from that America, they become very poorer. Okay, children.